really paying attention to his back legs, or he's tired. And so the other thing to remember is we don't wanna string all those exercises together in one long session. It is better to do a few here and a few there. Remember that in his body, he's been working a certain way, and his body has learned certain habits. In order to break those habits and develop new ones, we need a lot of repetition. And the more he gets that input early on, the more likely he's gonna be able to integrate that. But if he keeps reverting back to the stiff little puppy that it was, then it's gonna take longer to get him to break those habits. Okay? He's doing really well. I thought that he was gonna be really, really anxious about what we were doing. And I think just by holding him, he was able to tune into his body better. And so some of those muscles that were shaking, we've gotten to relax. So that's another thing to watch for. If you do see an area that's tremoring, I would just put gentle, steady pressure on there. We're not trying to dig our fingers in, we're just trying to give him some contact there and a little bit of stimulus so that he can pay attention to it. You may find that those muscles start to soften and your fingers kind of sink in. But what you should also see is that tremor goes away. Okay. I see you're tired. Yes, you did do a big job. And that's the other thing, is that if you overdo it, or if he overdoes it, say he had a really big day with a new dog or something else exciting, he's gonna fatigue fairly quickly. But what we don't want is that he's so tired that it takes him a day or more to get over it. If he's tired at night after a big event, that's one thing. But if he's having to take the next day to recover, then we want to scale back that activity.
Well, we haven't yet let him really play with any other dogs, just because he's so excited, he wants to play like crazy, and he can't really, with his back legs like that, it makes me really nervous. And he's desperate to play with other dogs.
Okay.
He loves all the other dogs. Our other two dogs hate him. So they don't want anything to do with him. So at least we don't have it going on in the house.
Okay.
So do you want me to just take him for like the next 6 months and fix them for me?
One thing that actually and yes, we can take him for a couple days if you really want to.
No.
But one thing that I have considered with him is whether he would benefit from having a back brace. So with dogs, the back braces just help him hold himself in a better line. And the reason in his case that might be beneficial is because of the amount of weakness that he has in his chest. So normally that's a nice solid block, and in his case, this is the weak spot. So
would it compensate for his weakness, or will it help the development?
So it should allow him to develop better muscles, and better ability to balance his muscles, because we're not allowing his body to stretch those muscles all out of position or all out of tone. There is some reality to the fact that if we support something, it can weaken. But in the short term, this may be what he needs to help stabilize so that he can continue to turn those muscles on. Because if it keeps reverting back to the lax position, it's going to be harder for him to remember to hold that posture.